So romantic comedies have really been making a comeback lately, and The Hating Game is a brilliant new addition. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel Lifestyle Critic. I hope you're having a brilliant day. So in this video we are going to be reviewing the latest romantic comedy to be released, The Hating Game, which is based on the novel of the same name by Sally Thorne and has brilliant lead actors Lucy Hale and Austin Stowell, who have such great chemistry in this movie. You can tell that they are really great friends, as obviously they start together in Fantasy Island. And in this movie, they just are totally owning it. They have such strong screen presence together, and they just really make this movie really what it is. I absolutely loved all of the competitive office environment stuff that was going on in terms of both of these characters trying to go for a promotion and really being at loggerheads while doing this, while also having really strong sexual chemistry and sexual tension between all of these two lead characters. As well as that, they are actually pretty layered in their own right as well. So this movie is really strong, and I cannot wait to break it down for you in this movie review. So the storyline in this film is centered around the two lead characters, Lucy Hutton and Josh Templeman, who are both forced to work together after both of their previous companies have now merged together, and they literally cannot stand each other. They are complete polar opposites in every single way imaginable. And also this gets even more complicated when a new managing director position opens up that they are both desperate to try to get. And also there's a bit of a steamy scene that happens in an elevator, which makes their relationship even more complicated as a romantic interest and a romantic spark is now beginning. So from a positives point of view, I really loved all of the business competitiveness and all of those aspects in this movie. Like I said, you can really see how both of these characters are actually really credible for this new managing director position, and all of the mind games and all of the manipulation and all of the game playing that is happening from an office environment is really cool. And then on top of that, this movie is just really fun, really lighthearted, really easy to escape into. On that point is true escapism in this movie, and the fact that they were even able to film the whole thing during COVID is really impressive, as they go to a number of different locations which are all really cool. And of course, like I said, the chemistry between these two lead actors and characters is just coming across on screen so well, and is really faithful as well to its source material, which is really great. However, from a negatives point of view, they do kind of rush the storyline in terms of their romantic interest is just sparked really early on, and I would have liked there to have been a little bit more setup and a bit more businessy stuff happening in the beginning and throughout this movie. But you know, that being said, the storyline still works really well in this movie. So from a cast and characters point of view, The Hating Game is actually really strong. So let's go through them one by one. So first up, of course, we have Lucy Hale, who is playing the Lucy Hutton character, a really good-natured, really good-hearted character that is just working really hard and truly deserves to have this managing director position. However, what I really do like is that they show that the competitiveness that the Josh character is bringing her is actually really helping her to grow and making her a lot more assertive, and to try to make her even better and more ready for this managing director position. So I really like how they're showing that this character is really not the finished article, and also she is a really great eyes and ears for the audience to enter into this world, and you're really rooting for this character in all aspects of her life, which is really great. We also have Austin Stowell, who is so brilliant, equally brilliant, and a really great co-lead actor. And as far as this character is concerned, Josh is really cold, really calculated, and always seems to be very put together and always really perfect in terms of being really effortlessly cool and to be a bit of a ruthless boss as well. But at the same time, they actually show that this character is really layered, and when you actually focus a lot more into that, you can see that his family life really isn't as perfect as it seems, and his past relationships are a little bit complicated as well. So actually, I really like that beneath the surface, both of these characters have a lot of growth and development to do, which makes them even more compelling and really makes you want to root for these two characters to be together even more, as you can really see that they are really helping each other to grow as people and as individuals. And when they are together, like I said, it truly is absolutely sparks flying in the air, which I just feel like is carried across so brilliantly from both of these actors. I think it's really interesting as well how originally the Josh Templeman character was going to be played by Robbie Amell, but I just feel like everything happens for a reason, as Austin Stowell really is the perfect casting for this character. We also have Damon Daunno, who is playing a character called Danny, who's a bit of a nice guy friend to the Lucy character, and really, really isn't as smooth or as cool as the Josh character. We also have Corbin Bernsen, who is brilliantly playing the Bexley character, a bit of a ruthless leader who was from a previous company, and he is always up against Sakina Jaffrey's character, who is called Daphne. And I really like all of these little business interactions in terms of this forced relationship through this merger happening, and you can see all of the conflicts happening at all of the different levels, which just means from a casting character's point of view, this movie is actually really, really awesome. So from a visuals point of view, I really feel like the Hating Game really has a strong identity with all of the different characters, and it just comes across so well. So for example, all of the office decor in terms of Lucy versus Josh is just so interesting, as Lucy's side is very artsy, very free-spirited, whereas Josh is very corporate, and you can really see how distinct it is. And they really have gone to focus with all of the intricate details, as even when you go to both of their different apartments, all of them really bring out their characters even more, which is really, really great. Like I said, this was filmed during COVID, but despite that, they went to really cool locations. For example, there's a bit of a paintballing scene, there's a bit of a snow wedding, there's also all of the office stuff, all of the hotels. Everything just looks so great in this movie, and like I said, it really does keep you engaged from a visuals point of view. So in terms of comparisons, of course, this is a classic romantic comedy, and you can kind of see a bit of a mile off where it's going to end up. And I would say, even though it is a little bit different in terms of having its own identity and being based on a particular novel, but despite that, it is pretty similar to other romantic comedy movies. So for example, it's similar to Holiday, She's the Man, Playing It Cool, Horrible Bosses, This Means War, Little Italy, and Love Heart. So from a comparisons point of view, whilst it definitely is a unique story, it is pretty similar to other romantic comedy movies as well. So overall, I really enjoyed The Hating Game. I think it's got loads of really great aspects to it. So for example, all of the hate that then turned into love, I think is really interesting. All of the healthy competition that was really beneficial for both of these characters, all of the vulnerability that you can see beneath the surface that both of these characters then eventually share with one another, all of the office environments, all of the mind games, all of the healthy competition, everything is just so brilliantly well put together in this movie. Like I said, you know, I do feel like it's a little bit too quick, but that being said, it's a really enjoyable movie, and so for all of those reasons, I'm going to give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. Now I'd love to hear from you, so please let me know what you thought of The Hating Game in the comment section below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.